Racecourse, the Member of Parliament for North East St. Catherine, Kerensia Morrison. We had a caller this morning who criticized Miss Morrison for her failure to fix the Devil's Racecourse Road in North East St. Catherine, and saying that she has not visited the constituency since she was successfully returned as their Member of Parliament a year ago. Good afternoon, Miss Morrison.
Hi, good afternoon, Cliff. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am doing well in spite of.
Okay. So, first of all, this caller said the road, Devil Racecourse, that you promised to fix when campaigning, you haven't done so since, and they haven't seen you in the constituency.
I want to start at the end. I'm going to say that that caller isn't living in northeastern St. Catherine. It's very clear and very obvious. Not only am I in the constituency, I'm working actively in the constituency. It's the most ridiculous accusation. The last time I visited my constituency, on Thursday, office day, 4 hours in Riversdale. That's absolutely erroneous. But I'll tell you what, it is a constituency where one of the issues is that there isn't partnership at the community level. So a few weeks ago, I was in Top Mountain, 3 days. I even had a small community meeting consultation, sensitization of COVID and just finding out what the needs are and the plan. A week after that, someone called the former Member of Parliament to say, we haven't seen Miss Morrison. The Member of Parliament said that, I am certain that she was there last week and she had a community consultation. Where were you? And then the person apologized. So we do expect that. I expect that there are individuals that they don't see you at their gates. If you're not on their veranda and they're expecting the same intense level of presence as though it were in campaign period, we cannot maintain that. There's no parliamentarian that can maintain that. In fact, I want to commend the Bonnet Sunshine Youth Club. I want to commend the Springfield Youth Club. I want to commend the Seafield Youth Club. I want to commend the Troja CDC. I commend the Riversdale CDC. These are all community groups who have invited me to say, MP, tell us what is happening. We want to be on the same page. And I commend these institutions for taking part in community development. Now, on to what I will refer to as the more substantive accusation, which is the Guys Hill Main Road and the Devil's Racecourse. Again, that caller, he needs to be true to the facts. Let me tell you what the facts are. $50 million was spent in Guys Hill town. In fact, it is something that Guys Hill, Middlesex, all the communities are joining. People who travel from St. Mary, they are happy, they are ecstatic. Thank God MP the road fixed. Because that road was a death trap. All minutes shame to drive on the road. $50 million. That's subsequent to the Honorable Minister Warmington touring that area.
So hold on, this is the main road where?
Guys Hill Main Road.
Guys
and
Hill.
That's in the town.
What about Devil's Racecourse?
Hold on, keep that powder dry, Chris. I have good news. $12 million was spent on a community road, Rampsville Road, also in Guys Hill. Done, completed. $20 million, right, and that's from my allocation, will be going to the same Guys Hill Road, right? I mentioned in Parliament, and there were other members of Parliament who said it, that we are encouraging that systems, government systems, that the process of procurement, that it will go faster. So there needs to be a shorter time between approval and implementation. But as it pertains to the work of a member of Parliament, in terms of making the representation, that was done. So for Devil's Racecourse, $20 million will go on Devil's Racecourse, hopefully before the end of the year. Another $40 million, so in all $40 million, that's going down the Devil's Racecourse, plus $20 million in patching. million was spent in the Mount Industry area. Remember, I'm MP 1 year, 1 month. I hope your math is good, please check. $40 million spent on 6 retaining walls in the Mount Industry Division. Walls that compromise the road. $20 million will be spent on Williams Field to Mount Industry very soon, actually been approved. For Troja Division, another $20 million will go to Williams Field to Troja. $40 million between Bogwalk to Riversdale, Finger Post to Williams Field. Over $300 million will go on the Troja Road. Has to be done within this fiscal year. And I am an MP who is not making proper representation. I call that fantastic representation, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in a year. The fact that I was able to lobby the government, lobby the minister. Northeastern St. Catherine, I will not hide it. It is a seat with chronic issues. Cyclical poverty. Everywhere needs fixing. Road, water, internet connectivity, opportunities for young people.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot do it alone, and I certainly cannot do it in 1 year. And so, I ask the good people of Northeastern St. Catherine, who will continue to call you Clay, because I'm not afraid of that. Sometimes they use it as a whip over the back of parliamentarians. Oh, we are going to call Cliff Hughes. We are going to call Nationwide. We are going to call for the station. Go ahead and call. It is a democracy. And I'm happy that I have this opportunity to defend myself and to defend my work.
So hold on for me now, MP. I give you a long run. So tell me now, where Devil's Racecourse is concerned, you have 20 million put aside for that? That's what you said? 20 million?
That's a little bit of money. I said 40. I said 40.
40 million?
40, yes.
And what is the cost for doing the entire road or what?
All right. We did it in segments, so there was 50, right? And that's already done for the Guys Hill town. And not all of the Devil's Race Course falls in my constituency. So I think 3 weeks ago, when I did my State of the Constituency debate, I made this point: border roads. Whose road is it? Because it so happens that entering Guys Hill, that doesn't fall in my constituency. But constituents, they don't care which road is parish council road or which road belongs to which MP, and really they ought not to. They just want to see the roads repaired. And so I can only speak to what directly affects me. And we expect, especially that segment under the bamboo, a number of constituents have called about it. I expect that very soon they will no longer have that problem along the Devil's Race.
Very soon meaning before the end of the year or early next year?
Before the end of the year, early next year. I don't want to contain myself because I have no control over procurement processes.
Here's another one for you, MP. Marian Edwards on YouTube says, can you ask her about water? These people in her constituency haven't had water in their homes for more than 10 years. Is that so?
It's far more than 10 years. I think she is being modest. As I said before, I have inherited a constituency with chronic needs. In some instances, people have never experienced water gushing through their pipes. But it's a work in progress. And I'm happy to report in sections such as the Lucky Valley. Their plan, Rural Water, is saying that the pump, they're actually doing testing. So very soon, residents of Lucky Valley and their environs will have water. Another massive belt is the Cheesefield, York Street, Treadwest, Bermody area. The Wallens supply is now up and ready. We'll be doing community meetings so that citizens will know how to regularize, right? The situation in Geisel will soon be remedied. In fact, before I even became member of parliament, I toured with the NWC, Senator Aubin Hill at the time, and I've made it very clear. Listen, there were constituents who have said to me, I carried water. My mother carried it. My grandmother carried it. We cannot have this continuing, and certainly I would not want this to mar my leadership of the constituency.
All right, ma'am. Thanks for responding. You responded very quickly. Yes, ma'am.
Just a I just want to add that I'd like Jamaica to understand that being a member of parliament is not easy. If you think being a police or a teacher or a nurse,
so why so many of you look the work?
Hold on, no man, hold on there, please. In the same way people aspire to become teachers or nurses, so it comes with the territory. What I want is that for people to understand that some of the requests, such as road, water, they are reasonable requests. But a lot of what comes to us, light bill, plane ticket, transmission for motor vehicle, plane ticket, transmission, pay my partner, my court still want to clear. And when the member of parliament cannot respond, they take to social media. But as I said, Cliff, I tell all my constituents, call. It's a democracy.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that in the time, since I'm a member of parliament, the good news is, Cliff, I have been able to impact so many lives. After 60 students who benefited through tertiary education, then get their little check, who not get 100,000 towards their tuition.
Well, one of my listeners,
that for me is a significant achievement.
One of my listeners who is very tough on members of parliament, Rick the Cynic, says, at Cliff Nationwide, MP at Kerensia did in fact fix the road in the town, and the Devil's Racecourse is not as bad as what the caller is saying. But wish you could still ask her about the water and communication issues. No cell coverage in Bonnet. Yes?
Yes.
That's what one of their constituents say.
Yes. And that person is being honest. As it would affect Geisel High School, which is a strong institution within the area. USF, right, will be remedying that problem so that the students can be able to pursue their education. Other small providers have been engaged. Cliff, I'll be the first to tell you, MP for 1 year, 1 month.
Right.
Many people, they want me to do it and do it.
Can't do it in a year.
No, I cannot do it in a year, but
Thank you.
I'm committed to the task.
Thank you.
Cliff.
Thank you very much, Kerensia Morrison, Member of Parliament for North East St. Catherine.